Hey man, we back at it, man. I done told you I was gonna be a part two. You know what I'm saying? Gonna break this shit down real quick. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole Slaughterhouse gang, but Joe be acting like he's too rich, like a diva, you know. So I get where you guys come from wanting to rap. You see, Royce is keeping the realest out of all of them. I'm trying to figure out why. Go around and go behind niggas' backs just to make shit happen when everybody could come together and calm it down. You know, something like uh, everybody plays their part. Well, let's see what Crooked has to say. Mind you, I fuck with Crooked. As far as the group goes, y'all can't do no 3-man group, man. Joe Budden gotta be there. Slaughterhouse, don't get it twisted. He does got a grievance, but he would have kept it way realer if he would have kept it behind the scenes, you know. But I guess it brings more publicity to whatever they're doing if they start beefing with each other. Some bullshit. But there lies the stereotypical bullshit. And we're gonna check what Crooked had to say. First, let me put on this Queen's flip. The guy where he's talking to him, he's trying to mediate this shit. Shout out to Queen's flip. He always behind the scenes doing stuff to keep people's spirits alive, you know what I'm saying? He ain't really a hater, you know? Just making shit happen. Shout out to Queen's flip. Let's check it out.
But how you don't think that Africa took my dick is rude to somebody that's, you know, you didn't tell him but how you don't think saying that? You don't think that's rude at all?
No. I didn't.
Of course.
I would never tell him. See, y'all don't pay me right.
I know you would. I feel it in my heart that people don't know that. Like you said.
You feel like he over the college? I love the conclusions that y'all jump to when y'all.
You hate me?
I love
these niggas.
I love it.
I hate.
I love it.
I love.
Tell me what wrong. Just say flip me wrong. I take the wrong. Okay.
But you know what? This speaks to the reputation of just rappers in general. Like the listening public and the fans, the way that they view rappers, I'm convinced that they think all of us are just corn dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't even believe that there's a narrative about Royce the 5'9".
What the hell is a corn dog?
Anything even eerily similar to me not supporting one of my brothers.
Corn dog.
That's ridiculous. Towing the line between trying to figure out like what I want to go dispel, what I want to go clarify, and what I want to just let be what it is. It's tough, man. It's tough. I'm very particular about my name. You know what I mean?
See, and that's worse, right? That's worse. Like, worse is saying he's been such an upstanding citizen, he can't even believe this. I can't believe it. I haven't been the most upstanding citizen. I know that niggas hate me. That's cool. But when it comes to support of niggas, no, I'm not doing that. I support them every week. I support every project, but I'm not gonna lie to you about nothing. I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna support something. Hey, I don't support it. I reserve the right to not support something that to me is disparaging. It may not be disparaging to fans who are just happy to receive music, lyrical, miracle, perfect. I get it. But no, I'm not supporting shit.
Wait. What do you mean? What you saying? What you saying? Suck my dick to?
Are you aware of like the
same thing I said the other day?
I am now. I just got aware. You know me now. I be freestyling. I see it, but I just got aware. Hold on. I can correct it.
But that's the problem with. No. Let me say this real quick. Flip, because that's the problem. That's also the problem with our community. We getting our information from memes and captions and blog culture. Like it's manufactured information. So I seen all the clips come out. Yo, Joe Budden tells Joel Ortiz to suck my dick. Like, but I know why that's happening. People are monetizing off of that stuff. So you gotta put some shit there, spice it up. Hey, maybe the connection was bad. It sounded like I said that.
Somebody in the comments said that Joe wouldn't support an album,
but
that was dissing him. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. That's what I'm reading. That's what they're writing. Some people writing that in these comments, and
so you don't know nothing about an album dissing.
Yeah. Words, you can't say that because they saying that when I watched the live band, Joel is saying, yo, what did you take as a diss?
That's
what he's saying.
That's the goalpost movement. You know what I mean? Like number one, as a creator, we go in the studio and we attempt to hit targets. If your intention is not to offend me, then the only way you'll find out if you actually hit your target is to ask me how I feel about you mentioning me. If I feel offended by something that you're saying, then that means it's something you did wrong if you didn't intend to offend me. But you can't tell me how to receive something. You know what I'm saying? Or you can't invalidate my feelings. I feel how I feel. You know what I mean? So, there's a lot of fans in the comments like, yo, he didn't
Royce, you said my name in the record. Royce, should I get offended? Like, what if I got offended by that? You said my name in the record.
I mean, but see, what you just said is that's part of the problem. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be right now instead of just...
No, I'm wrong.
And see, Royce always talking about feelings and shit. Hey, every time he talk about something, about facts, he's always talking about feelings. Facts over feelings, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to it.
I take accountability. I'm just asking,
No, because you're implying whenever we mention each other's names, we don't have to get offended. And I agree with that. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody that I'm in a group with mentioning my name with the intention of disparaging.
Understood.
Out of nowhere, me being blindsided about
but wait, Royce. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I am. Royce. I understand. Well, that's the problem.
Hold on. Joe, back in the days, I was around for this one, right? That's what happened in familiar territory. Remember with the whole when Jay got on the pumping up beat, game, you was on. Everybody was in the office prior to that. Everybody was together and had conversations. Don't take your head, boys. I'm not really a hip hop head, nigga. I am a culture. Hold on, let me just ask my man something.
Queen's Fizz is funny as hell. You gonna say he's a culture vulture? So that means he's ignorant to all the bullshit that goes on behind the scenes.
I was there. They did that. You shot Jay to a shot back in the book. Explain that whole thing that happened. Remember that? You know what I'm talking about?
You have such a bright.
Yes or no?
You're great. Now
but just the other time, a couple weeks before that, Skane, you, Jay, everybody was around each other. So how does it go from that to that? Isn't it friendly?
Yeah, you actually describing exactly what goes on in hip hop, right? Like by the time verbal sparring is going on, and the fans are like uber excited about that, that typically means something
Got
happened behind the scenes.
Got it. Okay.
Hey, you right, Flip. Hey, niggas went and met Behold, who I fucking idolize and still do. Hey, man, such and such and such. He said such and such and such.
I was there. I remember. It confused me more because I saw, Skane was working with them, so we was all part of but I was a little cousin, but I remember that. And I remember everybody being together, then it just went to, give me that beat, fools. I was confused.
Mm-hmm.
See, but this is why shit is important, right? Like, we don't know what we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. And at that time, at 23 years old, however old I was, like, Skane was my A&R. I did not know that Skane was coming off A&R and Ludacris, Southern Hospitality, and whatever other 5-time platinum album. Like, I didn't know that Skane had this cachet in the building to where certain pressure and expectations were on me just due to how Skane, Nitty, and Webb might be viewed. I was just 22 rapping. I didn't have the other information, nor could I go get it at that time. It was just rap. Let's rap. No, enough of that. And later on in Hove's career, right, he just started sharing more and more information, right? Like, he evolved. It wasn't about rap for him. It was about, let me just put people on this information that might help people. And that's really just it. There's nothing else to discuss. I don't want to talk about beef. You're talking to a nigga that has beef with everybody. I want to make amends with people. I want to be cool. I want to be straight. I don't want to do no fighting. I just keep getting, like, people that feel wronged or hurt by me just to pop up and just start popping up and going crazy. But that's not what
So when
I don't want to know
when are we not? Let me ask you Royce, when does it become not like, is a friend not supposed to throw shots at a friend on a record? Because there's been records in hip hop where a person was on a record with a person and he dissed that person. There's been records like that. When does the competition of friendly sparring?
That's true, but you don't find out about it till years later. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no whole rollout for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers subliminally this motherfuckers on the record all the time. Man. This is different. This is a group.
Change the actual disrespect.
That's loaded. This is way deeper than that. This situation. You know what I mean? Yeah, this situation. Because it's a lot of different narratives out there. The main one is that we have an issue with them releasing music together without us. That's not true. All of us have released music, tons of music. We all supported each other. I don't have a problem with them using the word Slaughterhouse. I don't have a problem with them using the pig. I have a problem with them burning the pig logo and then announcing to the world that Slaughterhouse is finished without coming to me and letting me know that. Like, if you plan on leaving the group, then hit me and Joe and just say, all right, I'm off this, my niggas. It's been real. You know what I mean? Like, we find out when the people find out. And my reaction to it is, damn, I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. You know what I mean? But that's it. It's not like I'm like sending a cease and desist letter or I'm trying to stop it or in any way. I just said how I felt about it. And I feel like I've been fucking arguing with people about my feelings ever since. You know what I'm saying? Like, I spent 10 years of sweat equity, blood, sweat, and tears building 25% of that brand. And we got guidelines that says we all got it. There has to be a unanimous vote in order for us to make decisions. At least 3 of us got to say aye. You know what I mean? So for 2 people to take it upon themselves to just publicly end the brand, I can't come behind that and sell somebody a t-shirt or put out an album after that. You know what I mean? Like, you left me no choice but to move on from the brand too. I just wish you could have included me. And then it happened with me not knowing about any of these personal feelings. We all on the same Zoom calls. It just came out of nowhere, blindsided me. So it hurt me as a friend. It hurt me as a friend, but it's nothing that I could do about it. We all take the same L. it's the same brand that's crumbling. We all take the same L, and it just is what it is. So it just adds insult to injury when the entire album is to disparage us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I personally feel like I don't deserve that. I know it's easy to hate Joe. You know what I mean? But it's like there's no really a way that you can come at Joe in this capacity and then say you're not coming at me too. You know what I mean? Like, I become collateral damage. You know what I mean? So
did you guys try to find out why they were feeling the way they were feeling? Because as friends, we supposed to find. I mean, Joe, I watched.
They telling you in the music.
I fuck them.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it now. Now I can hear it. The problem is we didn't have that.
Joe, you are stubborn person. You and Crew have similarities. Stubborn. But when you deal with people, sometimes your stubbornness can affect others. You don't care. It's just on them.
But that don't have nothing to do with nothing, man. Like it's like it just conflates the conversation.
It does, but it's easy to point my friend as a bad. This is what I'm saying, boys. Let me land my fucking plane. It's easy to pet because of his history. Now, I'm not disrespecting him. Because of his history and him being stubborn, it's easy to blame him. So these questions have to be asked because he's the person that's going to get blamed because of his character. When he don't care, he has to have a very non-strong attitude, and he don't give a fuck sometimes. From what I know, he could have changed. I'm just saying. So it's easy to blame him. It's easy to point at him and say, and look, his answer would be, that's his answer. So when I ask a question, he gonna look to the side. When I ask my man the question, like, Joe, could you take into their feelings into consideration? He just said, "Look, yes, I did," or "No, I didn't." It's a simple yes or no question.
Yeah, and the group wouldn't have lasted 10 years if everybody was just dismissing everybody's feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, but you know, everybody got they quirks about it and shit like that. But I mean, we don't go through life trying to change each other. You know what I mean? Like all of the characteristics of Joe that makes him the wild card of the group is one of the reasons why standing next to him earned you so much money over the years. You know what I mean? And I don't think enough attention gets put on that. I don't think enough fingers get pointed at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you stood next to somebody, not just Joe, myself too. You stood next to somebody that made you millions of dollars. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way I can be your enemy. We built something together that the industry didn't want us to have. They told us we wouldn't be able to tour without an album. And we damn near was headlining Rockadale for 3 freestyles. All of us have been through $1 million deal, like 2, 3 times. We ended up back on the major. I ended up rekindling an old relationship with my man Mark. We hadn't spoken 10 years. We broke down barriers, you know what I mean? And we did it with other brands too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, man, like we didn't build it trying to change each other into what we prefer to be around. We made our adjustments to be around each other. So when people start saying shit about the way they're being treated, how you being treated has nothing to do with nothing. What are we doing? Are we doing a deal? Okay, lawyers send lawyers deal memos. That's how we do deals. We don't do deals by saying, yo, Joe didn't call me. You and Joe don't need to speak in order for us to do a deal, bro. That's never been a thing. This whole 3-man Slaughterhouse thing, that's never been a thing. Never has that been a thing. 3 men Slaughterhouse. It's 4 of us. It's either we doing it or we not. And everybody in the group has a right to disagree with something or turn down something. You know what I'm saying? So how you deal with somebody turning down something is not to say, well, let's do it without the person that's turning it down. We never move on that.
So do you think what I...
Yeah, I didn't know
it don't even make sense.
Right? Like had you told me that this domino falling would affect these dominoes, I just wouldn't have.
Well, first they were saying you retired, and then now they're saying you turned the deal down. So it's just like nobody points out all of these inconsistencies. It's just like
deal. Hey, but I don't hear enough people saying, "Hey, if I turn the deal down, so what?" So I don't view myself as someone that has to be held hostage to just there's one deal on the table. This is the one deal that we could. Nigga, who is the deal with? What does it include? What is it for? How long is it? Like Royce just said, yo, where we at today, I'm not listening to my mans tell me about a deal and I got lawyers that pay.
Because if that's the case, if that's the case, then I can just go to Dr. Dre. I can just go to Dr. Dre and say, how much would you give us for Slaughterhouse? Probably more than what was being put on the table if we just speculating. You know what I mean? If we're at the speculative point, let's speculate. But if we're gonna make our negotiating, then it has to be put on paper, my brother. And nobody in the group has to talk to anybody. That doesn't require a Zoom call. That's lawyers, management. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said earlier, you know, Joe doing what he did, you know, had me a deal on the table, a multi-million dollar deal on the table. You know what I mean? And you know, I received some good about one of his. I can say.
Hey, but flip, that's just the thing right here, right? So did that. Like it's the same thing. It's just not being painted that way because my belief is this deal is contingent upon a concept. Because I'm not never mad at anybody going to this deal, but I live for this record. So let's fucking do it. Let's, you know, it fuels me, right? That's great. But a disc album, well, not disc, but an album of things that are a surprise to me. I don't have friendships where you have 15 songs of things that will be a surprise.
If it's an honorable thing where truths are being expressed and somebody is just speaking their truth, then there shouldn't have been a need for it to be a secret.
So many secrets. Why do I find out when the fans find out? Like Joel on the live said, yo, you text me the eye emojis. Well, yeah, nigga, where I'm from, that means I'm looking for you. Oh, hey, eyes. Say something back. It's a conversation starter. But listen, we know where it's at. It's a lot of miscommunication, and I'm not mad at how anybody got to go about whatever they got to do. But I don't have to support it. I don't have to stand in solidarity with it. Like, right? Like, I got boundaries at 21 years old. Like, I'm not just fucking being vulnerable to hurt and pain and trauma, especially from people. Listen, I got a line that said, what was the line? I don't remember the line because that's how long I've been retired, but something to the effect of my loved ones are the only people that hurt me. Like, enemies, I'm not even worried about. It's my friends. It's people that I actually care about that cause the hurt. And that's just been what the last few years of my life has been for me. So it's like, nothing new here. Nothing new here. Nothing new to see. Creative differences that lead to this. Nasty. Disgusting. It's disgusting.
I know for a fact.
To me. Yo, wait, hold on. There's no amount of money. And this was my point. Actually, I'll throw it on you, Flip. Everybody got a price. How much money I got to give you for you to go write 15 disparaging?
None. No money can pay me this way.
It's quick, right? That's the quick answer. I think the same of me. I think the same of Royce. I don't think niggas could just make Royce go write 10 songs about Joe and it'd be
not in a million years.
That's impossible to me. It's impossible, right? Like, and you talking to somebody who, like, you lost money. Niggas have lost money. Everybody lost money, right? You're talking to somebody who has walked away from large amounts of money because you were asking for too much of me that I couldn't deliver. Like, my moral compass is not what's for sale. So the hurt and disappointment that Royce and I speak about is not in music or creativity. It's in the action. Oh shit, we didn't know that.
It's a premeditated. It's a premeditated.
That's it.
Attack to me.
Yeah, we rappers, yo. The night before I heard any of this shit, yo, I'm on the phone with Royce and I'm telling him, yo, no way this is happening. Because as a rapper, to write something down, you got to think it, and to think it, you got to feel it. And when you put it on paper to go in the booth and deliver it, that means you've weighed this out. Like, it's a deep process if you're a rapper and you understand it. So to do that 15 times or whatever, fuck Glass House, I don't understand it. But on the internet, like Roy said earlier, I ain't do nothing but say I was hurt. All I said was, yo, I'm hurt.
Royce and Joe,
Niggas turned that
Royce and Joe, hey,
he's angry.
every time I say anything about how I feel, they accuse me of having a meltdown.
Yo, all I said was I had feelings and I hurt. I'm no different than nobody else watching out there. And then because we're in this content era, it's a think piece for everybody. Well, why should Joe be mad? He's retired. He's this. Yo, you are.
Why y'all making them wait? Why y'all making them wait? Come on, man. Nobody's waiting on me for anything.
Yeah, like that.
Waiting on me for what? Yeah. To do what?
Yeah, no.
Like I said, facts over feelings, man. I feel like Crooked and them are coming with the facts, and y'all come with the feelings. Granted, everybody's feelings is factual to their own truth, you know. But Joe, if you feel you too big for the group, why should they fuck with you? And why is Royce not understanding that? Oh, I get it. Royce wants to be the mediator. And he's close to Eminem, so he's like, fuck, I don't need to go here.
What am I doing right now? What have I released?
Yeah, no,
what am I working on? I would love nothing more than to do Slaughterhouse right now. Yeah. That'll be an easy out for me. And if it's like a situation where niggas is tired of waiting, I'll support that too, man. I never take anybody's side over anybody's side, man. Like Crook and Joel would have came to me and said that they out, I would have tried to talk them out of it. You know what I'm saying? But if I couldn't talk them out of it, they would have my 100% support. You know what I'm saying? But the blind side of me is just
I've literally had Joel and Crook on my show via phone to discuss their new joint project.
Well, his name's Crooked Eye, man. If he blindsides you, there's a pun intended. I'll just fuck with y'all. But you see what he said right there? What I just explained. He ain't trying to take no side. So Joe's like, I'm Joe Buddy, man. I got my own show. I got my shit going. And we went our separate ways. What he's not understanding is Crooked is getting money. I'm not getting money like you, so Crooked was trying to grind, you know? How could he grind when he lost in the sauce? You got all the connects. You're the biggest nigga out there right now. You should be pushing the group like none other. Though you seen how you did Rory and Miles, so a lot of questions to be answered.
Yo. You can't paint Joe as a hater. Yo, 2 weeks before I learned about any of this shit, I was bigging up Joel freestyle his song shit on my pod. When his project dropped, his publicist called. Yo, can we get him on? Of course you can get him on. Like, you can't paint me as no type of hater. What I'm saying is what I mean. I think this is nasty, and I reserve the right. The end. I'm not telling you not to do it. I would hope you didn't do it, but you did. That's it. It's over. Dale shit will drop, and fucking who else drop? I think Dirk drop one of them. It's some niggas that's dropping. It's in the flow of music. The fans will have fun because the fans are
never has been an atmosphere where it's some fans on that side and some fans on that side. Like that atmosphere got created for them, not me. I didn't release no music. All I did was just say, damn, that hurt. You know what I mean?
Royce, can I ask you a question? So what I just did when I tried to use Joe's personality as the scapegoat, that's what a lot of people does. That's wrong. Is that like deflecting? Am I deflecting from the point?
No, you're not deflecting. But it's just like when we talk about these things, let's get somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, let's not even point out the obvious. You know what I mean? Okay, Joe's a dickhead. I think he should be himself. I don't think Joe should have to change for your. I think Joe's job is to rap. You know what I'm saying? I think there's things that I could point out about Joel and Crook's personality too. It wouldn't matter. Crook raps damn near better than anybody we've ever heard. Who the fuck cares what his personality is? You know what I mean? Show up to rap. Let's get shit done. Let's get to it. What's the problem? Let's get to the root of it. Let's get it done. I don't want to hear about niggas treating niggas a certain. We grown ass men. Niggas do this shit with Dame Dash all the time. Stop telling me about Dame.
Real Detroit attitude. Shout out to Aristocrat 9 though. So we all man, cut that sucker shit out.
Dash yelling at people. Dame Dash built a fucking dynasty. Yeah, that's what Dame Dash did. I don't give a fuck about your feelings about how he told you to go to the store. Take your ass to the store, pay your dues, and you should be honored that you got ordered to go to the store by Dame Dash. That's how you should look at it, man. You come in here looking for people to be nice to you. White people ain't nice to you. They treat you worse than niggas treat you. You know what I'm saying? And you're honored to get treated like that by them. You know what I'm saying? Like solidarity and unification should be the caveat by any means necessary. And tough skin. You know what I'm saying? Like you may come in, you may be having a bad day, you may say some shit I don't like. If you a full contact type of person, then we can engage in some full contact shit and get past it. Or if you a talker, we can talk about it. However you do it. I grew up with brothers, and that's how we bond. That's how you bond. We all been mad at each other at some point about something, but I'm tired of niggas talking about niggas not calling them back and niggas not respecting them and all of that. It's like, man, bro, if you feel disrespected, you bring disrespect to the table. But don't talk about niggas calling you back, man. Nobody fucking, I don't owe nobody a phone call. You don't owe me a fucking phone call. You know what I mean? You owe me to be where you say you will be. If we get on the Zoom call and we say we're gonna be somewhere, just show up, my nigga. You ain't held to those standards of calling me on Christmas, my nigga. I got my own fucking life. Yeah, it's like, man, it's like, come on, cut the bullshit, man. Like nobody going into each business venture looking for fucking brotherhood, man. The brotherhood is a fucking trust. We already built that already. You entitled to be mad, but don't use that shit as an excuse to go do some grimy shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's an easy out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you standing with Joe. You took Joe's side.
Yeah.
You know how insulting that is to me, man? To accuse you of taking somebody's side against somebody else's. I didn't even take Eminem's side against Slaughterhouse. And that's my beloved, my loved one. Like, if I was just looking at it from an economic standpoint, Slaughterhouse would have been Nico right there. I would have been like, bad me too. Sorry, guys, I'm out. Come on, man. I gotta be able to look myself in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? I stood with the group when it was the right thing to do. I'm entitled to do the right thing. That's it. I ain't entitled to walk eggshells around your fucking feelings. We men. Like, we are born from environments where motherfuckers was trying to blow our heads off. You think I give a fuck about a nigga not answering my phone call? Come on, man. I ain't got time for that. Let's get it done. And if you took a check and that's just what you wanted to do, just say that, my nigga. This is me. You can say that to me. You ain't got to lie to me. And if you gonna speak your truth, my nigga. Don't speak for me. But don't speak my truth, my nigga. Speak your truth. You be very careful how you speak your truth, man. You know what I mean? Like there's footage that exists right now. We shot documentary footage. And there's a lot of footage of Crooked Eye super drunk. And we think it's entertaining. Crooked didn't think it was entertaining. We begged. Let us release it. He said no. So we didn't release it, bro. It's that simple. Now, if I just took it and released it right now and said, yo, man, we're telling our truth, man. We're telling our truth. All hell will fucking break loose, especially if you said Joe did it. Everybody in the comments goes, here you go, Joe, burning bridges again, ruining relationships. You know what I'm saying? With all the trivial shit, but at the end of the day, it's all the same L that we taking, bro. I'm not incentivized to lie about anything. I'm not releasing nothing right now. They're releasing. Nobody gave me a check to take any stance. So what do I have to lie about, man?
That's facts. See, Royce is spinning some real game right now. Grown man shit.
You're on the same team. I'm not anybody's enemy. Who we talking about? So what we talking about?
Yo, but then, because Royce is right. Royce be right about shit, yo. Right? He's right? But outside of that, in hindsight, when you get all the information, right? You wanted niggas to take a deal with the person that is in support of this division? You wanted niggas to go and give Slaughterhouse greatness to somebody that was cool with the breakup, the division, the turmoil, the relationships being ruined. Like, that tells you clearly what it is. Like, certain people want to profit off of whatever it is, whether it's good or bad. I just want to profit. Nah, that ain't how I sleep at night. That ain't how I sleep at night. I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't go to sleep at night doing a deal with Spotify, knowing that it had grave ramifications to me, Rory, Maul, Parks, and everybody I said I loved, right? Even if they didn't know that. Even if they didn't know. I can't sign this deal, and now y'all got all right for 5 years. Not because it wasn't money. No, I can't sleep doing that. Me. I can't tell anybody else how to do it. I can't tell anybody else what makes them happy, what they got to do. Like, I don't know. I can only speak from my perspective. That's why I'm trying to have grace and be understanding. Like, I'm trying to be understanding this shit. But, yeah, no, I'm hurt by it. And I can be. Even if the internet feel like I shouldn't be allowed to be. Man, fuck these niggas.
Where do we go from here?
Wait, fuck these niggas as in the internet.
But where do we go from here? Like, where do we, like, okay, so
yeah.
Where do we go from here? Like, is the damage too deep for any, to rectify any situation? Is the damage too, is the scar too deep? You know, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people make records and they're able to come back from it. So, no, like you said, you a man, he's a man. Are we just going to the disrespect in our feelings, or open the conversation to rectify anything, or them niggas shot themselves in the foot? That's a local question.
No, they ain't shoot themselves in the foot with me.
I'm not in a position to not give my brother the grace. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not in some luxury position where I can afford to hang my brother and be like, nigga, I'm never fucking with you again. I forgive him already. But I'm just forced to look at you a certain way. I held you to a regard, and now you showed me that you can do something that I didn't know you were capable of. So now you lost some of my respect, and you can't regain all of it that you had. I can't re-respect people that way. But I still love you. There's nothing they can do to make me not love them. We built too much shit together. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's got to be from a distance. Now, in terms of the music is always what it is. It just has to make sense. As it stands right now, I can't think of a scenario in my mind where it would even make sense to go behind what they're doing right now and try to do anything unified. The fans are literally encouraging division. You know what I'm saying? Like, thinking that we're getting somewhere by disagreeing with us. The key is for all of us to be on the same page. You want an album from all four of us. That's what you really want. You know what I mean? And the only reason why you're not getting it is just because of what they're doing. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to hold them accountable. I have to be transparent with you, bro. Like, Slaughterhouse never, ever, ever worked. Anything that we've ever tried to do, it never worked unless we were all on the same page and the vibe was right. If we going in there with feelings, niggas don't want to speak, don't come to heaven with that shit. Don't come to heaven studios with that. I don't have time for that. You know what I mean? Work all that shit out before y'all get here. You know what I mean? And when everybody ready to go, I'm always ready to go, man. That's easy work. You know, right now I'm not even thinking about moving forward in terms of just the music. I'm not even thinking about that.
Like, so can an apology make things make you?
I don't feel like I'm owed an apology, but I would like for them to hold themselves accountable for. If they came out and admitted, if they staged all of this, I would feel them. Well, just because I don't like to be made to look like a liar. My name is my name.
What about you, Joe? What about you, Joe? An apology? You got an apology, or like for?
I don't want to apologize. No, I feel like I'm old when I'm cool. I'm totally cool, but that's what makes me an asshole.
Oh, you cool?
Because it's not really about like that. It's about the action, man. It's not really about the words. You know what I mean? Like they pulled the trigger. They made a premeditated decision. And once you pull the trigger, you know, we kind of in it now. You know what I mean? So we all adjust into it the best we can. But the decision nonetheless. You know what I mean? It's not like if one of them needed something from me, if I could do it, I would of course still do it. But it'd just be from a distance, man.
Got it.
Same. Like we said earlier. Alpha gave them niggas after the initial shock wore off. I'm not. Hey, have a blast, man. And I love you guys, and I want the best for y'all. And I'm sorry about the part I played and making you feel this way. Like that's the way it is. That's the way it is with me.
Joe, you something. I love this guy. This guy, you know, you gotta listen to him carefully, Royce. This guy is a diss master. Listen to him, understand him. I've seen this firsthand. I seen niggas yell at this nigga in Queen. I seen him be angry. What are you doing? I seen this, Royce. I'm telling you. I'm 34. I was 15.
See, the competitive side of me.
What?
The competitive side of me I don't even like niggas like.
See, he always said that. That's what I'm saying.
I know him jump out of bed. I get excited for this and stuff, yo. But when you love the person, like it's like, what are we doing? What is this? What is this? But niggas be making me mad with that. Oh, y'all quiet, cause it's Joel and Crooks.
Man, niggas will bomb them niggas out. The niggas will bomb them niggas out the paint. Quick.
That's what I'm saying, yo. Stop playing with me. And the part of me starts.
You know what? Royce ain't lying though. I mean, I love Joel Ortiz's bars. Or Crooked got some bars too, but Joe and Royce alone, not Royce is, I don't know.
Are thinking that they playing because they know that that's not one of the options. I feel like that would have gave you a little more to think about.
That's not what they want.
I don't think.
No.
I don't want that for them.
I think they want that though.
Well, Royce, we know how you coming. And you
don't. Because everybody's saying, oh man, you ain't rap against Lupe, you ain't rap against Nicky, man. I gave them niggas life. You trust me to do that. Them niggas are not dead. I trust and believe that. Any motherfucker walking God's green earth, put his pants on one leg at a time like me, that has a pen in his hand, think they can fuck with me. Then it's just wishful thinking, right? I'll period these niggas. Anyone. Exclude nobody. I don't like how good I am at doing that type of shit. That's why I don't do it. I want to evolve. It hurts to do that, yo.
And Royce can say some shit like that. That's a funny.
You don't want to do that. That's why I'm mad because niggas put that paper towards me. You try to hurt me. Try to hurt me, yo. They don't try to hurt me. I love you. I don't want nobody else actually trying to hurt me. Boy, he's not keeping the secret. Tell me so I can stop being so passive aggressive. You know what I mean? Like little light jabs. You know what I'm saying? Like come or don't come. You know what I mean? Like
now you told the big boy, stop. See, I don't like that. Like stop that bullshit. Because now if you're not gonna turn up like the voice we know niggas, stop playing with the little fucking.
I'm not.
Are you gonna turn up? Now you get hyped. Stop. I don't want to act like this, y'all. Come on, see?
I'm not trying to get hyped, but I don't want you viewing any sexual windows. All right.
Why?
Yeah.
All
Take that back, bro. That was nice.
Okay, I'll take it back. I'm sorry. So all that I'm saying is, if this is about being competitive, I can't. It's hard for me to imagine us, like split up like that. But if it just comes down to me trying to twist Joe's arm and we just rapping, and it's bombs over Baghdad, that's what it's gonna be.
Joe, you made your mind up not to get back in the studio? Is your mind made up fully?
I'm in the studio every day, brother.
No, I'm talking to Joe. Royce, listen, you my nigga. Don't you talk about Queen Slip, nigga. I listen all the time. I'm talking to Joe. Joe, is your mind made up? Because you know you did this before. Well, you say you do these little tricks like you, and then you come out of nowhere like the Undertaker. So like, is it retired for real, or is it Undertaker status?
Yo, it's such a moot point. Like the question don't even matter. I'm retired today.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Tomorrow I can unretire. The day after tomorrow I can unretire. I write rhymes in the shower. Like I'm not active because God is blessing me in different arenas. So acting is time consuming.
That's rich nigga shit. That's rich nigga shit you talking. No, say it, nigga. Let's not say. That's rich nigga. That's rich nigga shit, nigga.
But when my goals align and when I'm closer to where I was like
to be, about?
Like
that's what he's doing. That's what my boy
stress-free
Joe's doing, man. He got too much money. He's like, I got too much money to be fucking with these niggas, man. But this is what Crooked said. He was on Clubhouse, so he fired back at the whole situation.
Good question. I figured I might as well ask you, because this is something that came up in one of our chats the other day. Why choose Rise and Fall Slaughterhouse over Hard 2?
Well, when we decided that we was going to sit down and do an album together, the only thing we could think of was, damn, man, this Slaughterhouse shit was beautiful. But we just couldn't get it off the ground again. And I said, you know what? Let's write about it. Because it's always on our minds. It's something that gives us low vibes. We get off the phone feeling bad. Let's turn that negative into a positive. Let's talk about it. Let's tell the fans this story about how it all went down. Let's give closure to them on the fact that, we could have just left it floating in the air and just never would have came back, and that's it. But like I said, I'm an artist. I write about the things that I go through. And this is something that I went through. And that's people like, y'all try to do this for a bag, or y'all, that's a fake narrative right there. That's fake news. That big old bag I had on the table disappeared when them two guys said they didn't want to do it. It was gone.
Hey, Brooke, I just wanted to ask if after a while, after time passes, would you leave the door open for a possible reunion?
You know why I won't do it? Because that shit is heavy baggage, my brother. It's heavy baggage. At some point, you got to have self-care. At some point, you got to say, you know what? I don't want to open that door again because it was bullshit going on in there, and I don't want to go through it again. You know what I mean? It's crazy to fly from California to Detroit in the middle of the winter when everybody has scheduled on their calendars that we're gonna meet up and make music, and then you get there and Joe never show up. And then I called Joel and like, yo, why you ain't here, bro? I'm here. I'm in heaven right now. Man, I talked to Joe. He said he wasn't showing up. So if he ain't showing up, I figure, why am I getting on the plane? Because, it ain't going to be Slaughterhouse. So now me and Royce are down there making songs together. Ended up with 10 joints that's sitting in his hard drive. You know what I mean? And we made these songs to, guess what? To pitch to the other two. Like, well, fuck it. Even though they didn't show up, even though I left Cali, even though I'm be out here for a week or two, let's make something of it, put some music together and send to them guys. We still thinking about the squad. That's where that song comic book comes from that Royce previewed on his IG. There's only my verse and his verse on there. And when you think about a reunion, it's like, dog, I just need to move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just need to get out of here. I don't want to reunite. I don't want to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to leave it where it's at and keep moving, because Ain't gonna be no reunion, dude. Like I said the other day, March 27, 2020, I was laying in a hospital with wires connected to me. And that day I knew I can't wait on nothing in life. All my dreams and goals, aspirations, I gotta go get them because life ain't promised. And it ain't like we all 20 years old around here no more. You know what I'm saying? So why spend time and energy on something and then people get on their IG live and pretend that everything that I did was nothing and pretend it was meaningless. I can't deal with that, my brother. I don't want to put myself through that again, man. Self-care, bro. We all see the memes, protect your energy, but when somebody start really protecting their energy, it's a problem.
No, I appreciate you. I got a well, I need a feedback from you, and I got a question. Feedback is I ran across a Twitter handler that supposedly does AR under DJ Premier, and he brought up that PR Mind was actually originally for Slaughterhouse. Royce pitched it out. But a couple of the members of the group did not want to move forward. There was some complication, and also it was somewhere in the article that Royce himself brought it up. Can you speak on that? And the next question is, if it wasn't for this whole shady deal that Joe wasn't filming, do you think it would have been another outcome of this whole situation?
Well, on the first thing, you know, when Royce hooked up with Premier, I do vaguely remember him saying something about he wanted, you know, to do an EP with Premier, Slaughterhouse and Premier. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I was still drinking at the time. You know what I mean? So, when you tell me things and I'm halfway through a bottle of Jameson, ain't no telling what's going to happen. But not to make any excuses, I know myself. Anytime they ever asked me to rap, I rapped. Whether it was on Joe shit, whether it was on Royce shit, whether it was on Joel shit, I'm on all they shit damn near. I'm on all they mixtapes damn near. You know, whenever they invited me to the booth, I rapped. So if that was the case, I can't sit here and say it was me. It might have been. I might have been like, nah, I think we should do this right now. Who knows? You know what I mean? But the problem is things are presented without being fully. You don't get all the details. You know what I mean? Like, if you give me the details, like, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this EP with DJ Premier. It's going to come out under this umbrella over here. And we're going to go and tour it out. And you give me the plan. It's like, okay, I can run with the plan. You know, nothing was really brought to me on that type of level that I can remember. You know what I mean? So, and then when it comes to the shady deal, Joe checked out of the shady deal way before. He checked out of the shady deal like super, super early and without telling us. So mentally, he was gone. We didn't know it though, because he's still in the studio recording Glass House. So he was already mentally not in the group or with Shady in his mind with Glass House. And this is something that me and him discussed on the pull-up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, yo, when I signed that contract with Shady, I already knew I wasn't going to give him more than one project. And I said, well, why didn't you tell us? Because if you would have told us that you wasn't going to give him more than one project, we could have all sat down and said, okay, so now what are we doing here? But he didn't say nothing. We recorded a lot of music. We tried to, you know, after the Glass House kept getting pushed to the back, we kept trying to get it, you know, hey, we'll do Glass House. Royce even called Paul, like, listen, we could finish the whole Glass House at Heaven and, you know, we could make this happen and such, yada, yada. But that was after Joe got on Everyday Struggle and said what he said about him. So at that point, Shady was kind of like, we don't really want to work with that guy. We can't trust him. And, you know, finally, after years went by, Joe revealed to us that he's not doing nothing on Shady, right? So my whole thing is, You could have told us that way earlier. And I think that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why the pull-up episode never came out, because I questioned him on that. Like, yo, you signed a contract, and then you saying that you didn't plan on honoring that contract. The day you dropped your signature, you already knew you wasn't going to honor that contract. You didn't tell us, so we don't know what's going on. And then I told him, you out here right now to do a deal with Puffy for Revolt. You think you need to be on camera talking about you don't honor contracts right now? And you're in LA to do a deal, a contract with Puffy for Revolt? What you think Puff gonna do? How you think he gonna feel when he look at this?
I'm surprised anybody wants to do business with the dude at this point. If they ever do in the future, he's a scary dude to enter a joint business venture with. Just his track history.
It's very tough, man. It's very tough, and you know, people like, oh, that's him being him, whatever. Cool. It's all about what we're willing to tolerate. In this point in my life, I'm trying to move into spaces with people with positive energy.
What's up, everybody? Danny back again with the stop. And I wanted to get into something that I think is very crucial as this Slaughterhouse tiff escalates between all four members. I see that a lot of people on, the bloggers.
There you have it, man. Like I said, 4 egos, 4 different personalities, man. Joe got too much dough, and the rest of them are trying to do their thing, man. So let them all go their separate ways. I always knew this. It was kind of weird the way they came together as a group. I think they would have had much better solo careers, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to them, man. If they gotta go do their own thing, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Slaughterhouse, what they wanted. It is what it is. It's the Slaughterhouse, man. It's what Matt Mizzle. You know my slogan. Keep it real in the field. I forget how they feel. I'm not.